So welcome back to the tool shed. In this tool, I call it either the angry letter or write and burn. I might even have another tool. I got so many of them now that I can't remember what I made, but it always comes out different. So whether or not you've watched that video, I know this one will be worthy. This is one I assign to clients that I work with all the time. And it's one I've used in my own life, especially around the work I've done healing after my dad's suicide. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I know I've done a different tool on anger, but as a society, we're very uncomfortable with anger. We don't know what to do with it. We make it bad. We call it one of the dark emotions, right? As if somehow it's lesser than, well, happiness. Happiness can be incredibly destructive. I know many people, at least in the Enneagram, it's called the Enneagram 7, the enthusiast. They go about life with this positivity, this fun, but it becomes a toxic quality. Anything becomes toxic. Too much of anything. Too many vitamins is toxic and kill you. So too much happiness that's not grounded in reality. Too much anger, of course, but not enough anger can kill you. Because the truth is, not to have anger, it doesn't mean you don't have it. It just means you're not in touch with it. You don't express it. We have got to get in touch with this energy. That's all anger is. It's a high vibrating energy. That's why Elie Wiesel once said, the opposite of love isn't anger or hatred, I think he said. The opposite of love is indifference. Apathy is the opposite of love, right? Because there's nothing there. Anger is a form of love. It's a form of connection or concern because there's energy there. When somebody's sitting in one of these chairs behind me, if they're apathetic, there's no hope for whatever it is they came to me to talk about. A relationship, a marriage that's apathetic, it's done, right? Maybe they don't get divorced, but they're as good as divorced. A marriage where they're angry, well, we can work with that because you can move energy around. And so anger is just energy that needs to be harnessed, processed, utilized, and yes, utilized. It's calling us to do something with it, or else why is it here, right? Every energy must have a purpose, or else you have to ask yourself in a wise universe, right, where everything seems to work, in the universal terms to make this planet spin on its axis and whirl around a hot ball of fire and not, fall apart, even though sometimes it feels like it. That's our doing. That's not the universe's doing. There's a rhyme and a reason. So what's the rhyme and reason for anger? Well, that's where I get into the write the angry letter. Do you know how often I'll be working with somebody who's just angry at a parent who's dead or a sibling who they are estranged from and haven't spoken to in 5 years? And they think the relationship is over because they're not speaking anymore or because the person is dead. You know how I know the relationship isn't over? Because they're feeling it and they're losing sleep over it, or they're pushing people away in their lives over it, or they're just destroying their bodies. They have a physical health issues, whatever it is. It's preoccupying them. It's still there. So we're just deluding ourselves if we don't think it's there. It's just underground. Well, we got to bring it above ground. And how do we do that? By writing, not by typing. There's something profound about the act of writing. James Pennebaker studied this and really talks about the cathartic nature of writing. He's got some great books, James Pennebaker. But writing a letter to whomever you're angry about. Now, here's the crux of it. Don't hold back. Don't hold back. Write everything that you need to express. Think of it as vomiting anger onto the paper. Write it. Now, we're going to burn it. And that's a necessary component of this to liberate you. Nobody's going to see this. This is between you, the creator. This is between you and the guy or the gal staring back from the glass. But here's what happens. So often people still can't write it, and that's the problem. When we can't even be honest about the anger that's inside of us, knowing nobody's ever going to see this except us, and we still can't get in touch with it, then we don't have anger. Anger has us. We have the opportunity to master our lives when we master our emotions, our feelings, the things that are going on inside of us. This is about mastery. And you can't be a master in your life if you're angry. Ancient story, I'll do it quickly. 2 samurais are about to get into a fight, and one samurai spits in the face of the other samurai. And the samurai whose face was just spat on walks away from the fight. People say, how can you walk away from the fight, right? That's more reason to fight. He says, I can't fight. I'm angry. I can't fight. I'm angry. Because anger is, there's a time and place to fight, but not from a place of anger. That's reaction. That's not mastery. True samurais go into the world and you got to fight the good fight, but from a place of control, a place of harnessing that anger to be responsible. I call it response able to choose your response. So write the angry letter, get it out, then write it again and write it again. I've done like maybe up to 5, 6, 7, 8 iterations of the same letter. What happens though is you go like this: anger off the charts, or maybe it's sometimes like this. It's like anger's a 5 or a 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 7, 5, 2, 1. So processing the anger. Now sometimes I'll send a letter, but I will never send the first iteration of an angry letter. Always will write it to burn it. Then I will go back and maybe sift through that and again until it is communicating the energy, but not a fire that can't be received. It only burns. So that's what it means to write an angry letter. A powerful opportunity for you to take back your power. And yes, there's power in your anger. Use it. Just don't be used by it. And that's why you need to write the angry letter. Just don't send.